Hey, how's it going? So hopefully a lot of you were able to either attend or Zoom in last week for our legislative conference. Sadly, we were not able to do the chili supper like we normally do, but we still had some great attendance, both virtually and physically, and a lot of people that were able to meet with their legislators the next day. If you were not there, most importantly, get a relationship with your member of the House and Senate so that they know who you are and they know that your priorities lie with professional firefighters. So I'm going to jump right into it to kind of run down all of our different bills. Some of these are just ones that we're watching, others are ones that we're pushing. There's a list that you got on your email. If you're not on that email, make sure you get on IAFF.org and do that. But here you are. So we'll start with House Bill 49. This is Representative Jerry Miller. He's out of Jefferson County. This deals with pension spiking. It's very vital to a lot of our people because, as you know, the way the law is written, any overtime work during a state of emergency should not count towards pension spiking, but most of our people are getting nailed with this. So as it's written right now, it deals more with local emergencies where the National Guard is sent. Kind of goes back to the riots that happened in Louisville last year. However, we're working with the FOP to get some clarifying language in there to make sure that all of this overtime that our members have been working because of the declared state of emergency with the pandemic, the fact that we have not been able to do any type of hiring, and which has caused the short staffing, which has caused more overtime. So we're working on that. We expect that to be pulled in committee next week. We will keep you up to date. House Bill 56, Representative Huff out of Bullitt County. This is line of duty death recognition for those that die of COVID. Obviously, this is very near and dear to our heart, so we need to get this one passed. It has already passed out of committee and passed the House unanimously, 63-0. It's been received in the Senate. We're very optimistic when I look at some of the legislative reports coming from Republican senators that normally don't even really discuss legislation coming out of the House unless it's something they consider key legislation, and we're seeing in their legislative reports they're talking about it. So that's good for us, but we're going to keep up the pressure. Talk to your senators about House Bill 56. We need to get that passed. Another one that has made it over there is our COVID presumption, House Bill 69, Representative Blanton. Representative Blanton is a retired police officer, so he understands who we are, what we do. This is the COVID presumption that we had by executive order, but unfortunately we lost it during the special session. If this goes through, it will backdate to when we lost it back in early September. This has already passed out of committee. It passed out of the House 60-3. We did have 3 no votes and has been received in the Senate. So again, House Bill 56 and 69 out of the House into the Senate. Talk to your senators. Push those 2 bills. House Bill 135, this is Representative Wheatley's bill to take hazardous duty members that are in the Tier 3 retirement system into Tier 2 so that they would have a true defined benefit, 25 and out. For those that had meetings last Tuesday, this was the one bill that we got the most pushback on, but keep in mind, folks, it's a marathon, not a sprint, and we have to get and push this out there to educate, so that we can get this change. And the Tier 3 folks, that's January 1 of 2014 going forward. So we're looking at 2029 until those people are even able to retire. So we've got a little bit of time to work on this. All right, so I said 29, I meant 39, I apologize. 151, Representative Prunty, this is to create an EMS advisory committee. Very innocuous bill, however, we're watching it because House Bill 296, which was withdrawn, we think might get subbed in to this bill. We just want to keep an eye on it. It has been called to committee, should be heard this next week in committee, so we'll be watching that one. House Bill 169, this is our key legislation for retiree health insurance for those hired after 2003. This is Representative Bratcher out of Jefferson County, and we did a lot of work with Representative Bratcher with the FOP in the interim, several actuarial analyses that were completed to come up with the draft of the bill as it exists right now. Representative Bratcher has called in some other key Republican legislators, Representative Mark Hart, Representative Jerry Miller, and we've also got the League of Cities involved, the Kentucky Association of Counties involved, to come up with something that is going to be agreeable to everybody to make sure we get it passed. Is it going to be everything that we want? No. However, we can always file a bill that's everything that we want and it'll go nowhere. We've got several of those filed this session. Or we can do something, work with everybody and try to take the benefits that our members have now and improve them and move that ball further down the field. So that's where we're at, and we actually have some pretty good buy-in from all those different interested parties to get this done and get a better benefit for our people. So we are optimistic about that. We will keep you up to date. It has not yet been assigned to a committee. We're waiting on this new actuarial analysis to see what kind of cost we're looking at, and then we're going to be going from there. House Bill 227, Representative Mark Hart. It's a First Responder Recognition Day. Again, very innocuous bill. It's gone through a couple of times, but it ends up just kind of floating out there. It's floating out there on the front steps with Marla Gibbs and Regina King. 227, if you know, you know. House Bill 296, Representative Fleming, that was the EMS bill that had everybody up in arms and has been withdrawn. It would have gotten rid of the EMS K-beams as it stands now. It would have restructured a board, put most of the control in the hands of hospitals and nursing care facilities, and deal primarily with inter-hospital transfers as opposed to emergency pre-hospital care, which is our concern. So we have been told that it's going to be revisiting us in a different form. We haven't seen that new form yet. So we're keeping our eyes out for that. Joe Bear, our president, had a great meeting with him and I and Representative Mosier this last week to talk about that. And she did indicate that we should be able to, they'd have something they can share with us soon so we can get a little bit of input on that. So we'll keep you up to date. A few recently filed, House Bill 356 by Representative Jenkins. That's workers' comp for psychological, emotional injuries. This is something that we pushed for in the past. We're not able to get, and that's why we were able to at least get that reimbursement method so any of our members that sought mental health treatment would be able to at least not have to come out, well, they have to come out of pocket, but get reimbursed for any out-of-pocket expenses. This would actually give that presumption into the workers' comp system. That has not been assigned. It's out there floating. House Bill 396, Representative Sheldon. This is a bill that would increase the punishment for any type of assault on a firefighter, police officer, etc. Also deals a lot with rioters. So it's kind of it's a complex bill. There's a lot to it, but we'll keep an eye on that one. It affects us really kind of tangentially. It's more of a police bill. Another one similarly, more of a police bill, House Bill 414 from Representative Blanton, deals with citizens' complaints that are filed against firefighters, police officers, and kind of it's more of like a rights of the accused for us if we get a citizen complaint that could lead to charges, to make sure that we are given plenty of notice about that and understand the charges against us and get to see them written down for us. So we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Again, that is primarily a police bill, but it's something we're going to keep an eye on. Go over to the Senate side, Senate Bill 27 from Mike Nemes, Senator Mike Nemes out of Bullitt County. This is for part-time fire commission instructors. It would make sure that they did not have to remove themselves from the system and sit out 90 days if they retire. So if you retire from fire department, but you're also a part-time instructor, you could still continue to be a part-time instructor because that is not a part of the pension system. That passed out of the Senate 35-0. It's been received into the House. Another one, Senate Wilson, dealt with peer support programs. Not so, we were obviously able to have these peer support programs, but it deals with a level of confidentiality that gets allotted to that. So if I'm a peer support counselor and I'm talking to somebody and they're confiding in me, and maybe there's some information that could lead to like a disciplinary charge or something like that, something minor, that is total confidence, does not have to be revealed. Obviously, if it's something very serious, like somebody's like, hey, I'm going to go kill my boss, yes, that needs to be revealed. However, minor things, you have that confidentiality. Senate Bill 101 by Senator Jared Carpenter. Senator Wilson's Senate Bill 64 has passed out of the Senate, 35-0. It's been received in the House. So we've got two bills that have made it out of the House going to the Senate, two bills that have made it out of the Senate coming over to the House. Senate Bill 101, Jared Carpenter. This deals with taking pictures of deceased people on an emergency scene. Obviously, if you're working as a matter of your job, like our arson investigators that are having to take photographic evidence of a scene, that is fine. That always has been, would continue to be. Any body cam on our arson investigators, that would be covered. But we do need to add some language in there because since a helmet cam is not really part of your official duty, but a lot of our members have those, or like a GoPro sitting on the front of an apparatus that isn't necessarily the property of the city and part of the official duties, we want to make sure that that wouldn't count against our people. What this is really meant for is somebody that's going to pull out a cell phone, take pictures of dead bodies, and share them with some of their sick buddies back home or something, which yes, they should be punished for that. So those are all the bills that we're watching. If you have any questions, hit up myself, President Bear, Kevin Pletsky. We're in Frankfort every day. If you want to come up there and meet with your legislators and you need some help with that, let us know. We can help facilitate that for you. And just keep your eyes peeled and keep listening as we push out information to you. If we need you to start bombarding your legislators with emails, calls, etc. But in the meantime, it's always great to build that relationship. Talk a little bit about House Bill 56 and 69 that are over in the Senate to get that COVID COVID protection for our members. Senate Bill 27 and 64 that are coming over to the House. And obviously our key ones like 169 about that health insurance, that retiree health insurance, so that we've got the education going. They understand that it's very important to us, and these are bills that we need to get passed. So take care, stay safe, and we'll talk again next week.